Welcome back, everybody, to the Beyond the Summit World Tour. I am LD of dotacommentaries.com. Joining me, of course, is Godz, and we are casting mousesports versus MUFC. First thing I want to say is we do apologize for the delays. The teams were only about 5 minutes late, and then we were mostly waiting for Steam server issues. Some people were having trouble loading, so again, we do apologize for those delays, but they are out of our control. Anyway, let's focus on the good things, which are we're into the game, Godz. I'm very excited for this matchup. How about you?
Yeah, I'm excited as well. We saw both these two teams yesterday. mousesports falling 2-1 to IG, MUFC falling 2-1 to DK, so both teams looking to pick up their first win here, and one of them will be able to fix things off, as we will see. I mean, the clash of playstyles once again, East versus West, Asia versus Europe. And I mean, I feel like mousesports is one of the European teams who really sum up European Dota well, that really aggressive, entertaining, and effective playstyle, whereas MUFC are a very powerful Malaysian side. I mean, as far as this matchup goes, I'd say it's very, very even.
Well, MUFC is pretty aggressive in their own right, and speaking of that aggression, if you didn't watch that best out of three yesterday, between DK and MUFC, you can catch the VODs on youtube.com/LDdota, but let me just say, that Templar Assassin played by Nick, if mousesports have done their research, I would consider banning that or picking it up myself, because it was a very impressive display by him.
Yeah, 3 games of Templar Assassin in a row, and it was some fantastic individual skill, and we'll see if they want to go for it again. This is playing on just something we'll bring up just at the start and probably not too much throughout the cast. It is played on a US West service, so a lot of those sort of finesse moves are a bit harder to execute, so we'll see if that does affect MUFC and the strategies they go for, but I have a feeling that, I mean, both teams will be looking to just go with what works and really just use this as a good training ground to find out what their opponents want to do and just use this to prepare for the international. MUFC, what have they banned out? What are they looking to pick up here? It is mousesports with the first pick, and as far as first picks goes, they love the Shadow Demon, they love the Chen. They're going to go with the Chen, man. I'm not too surprised. Likely be going straight to Come With Me. They are playing with a stand-in. That's something to be of note. They don't have 1437 here playing with them.
Yeah, 1437, his Shadow Demon has been very impressive as of late, especially comboed up with Sing Sing's Kunkka, and that is something that needs practice, needs good teamwork and communication. Once you get that practice in, it is a very reliable combo, but Shadow Demon is a hero that's always good, but with 1437 being the primary player to handle that, maybe we'll see a drop-off if Nino is trying to stand in without the teamwork built up. So, Shadow Demon a hero to keep in mind. For mousesports, a hero they'd like to play a lot. One thing of note for MUFC, they struggle playing against carry lineups. If you look at their recent results, Anti-Mage, they're 1-3 against him. They're 0-5 against Slardar. Again, not a hard carry, but a hero that can scale pretty well with items. And against Morphling, they're 1-4. Mousesports have been known to run those hard carries in the past. So if they want to go for one, it might be effective versus MUFC. But here you go for MUFC. The Shadow Demon, the Leshrac, a lot of burst damage, and Invoker is available, so don't be surprised at all. Oh, Mouse is going to take that, so never mind.
No time messing around. mousesports insta 2 picks there, Invoker and Lich. Lich is a hero that MUFC like to use quite a bit themselves. They love those strong lane heroes and had great success. I mean, some of their most successful heroes have been the Lich, the Windrunner, these just strong right-click harassing heroes that can sit back, win their lanes convincingly, and give them sort of a strong mid-game because of that advantage they got from the early game laning. We'll see what MUFC want to get with this third pick, though. Templar Assassin is still in the pool. Something to be of note, guys, we will mention now, Naga Siren is now available. It is in the CM pool. It is allowed for this tournament, so we'll have to see if any teams pick it up. I imagine teams probably haven't even played it yet. But with that said, they have, of course, probably played it in Dota 1, although it has received some changes over time. But it's something that teams will have to start thinking as a potentially viable pick. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Naga Siren? Will we be seeing it much in competitive Dota, LD?
I think she's a situational pick. She's really strong against certain heroes. For example, BKB carries. That's really where she excels, is shutting down heroes like Lycan. The net goes through BKB. Also, you can use Son of the Siren to sleep everyone else except for that BKB carry. It doesn't have to be a Lycan, that's just one prime example. And then you can focus that carry down and then work on the rest of the team. And I saw a lot of people in chat were discussing the Son of the Siren vacuum combo. And it's a nice combo if you can get it off, but here's the thing. Darkseer is almost always banned, so don't expect to see a whole lot of that, as cool as it sounds on paper. But MUFC gets some great ganking here. They pick up a Beastmaster. Where do you think he's going to be laning? I mean, obviously we can't tell for sure, but would you expect to see maybe a solo mid? Or are we more likely to see that off-lane Beastmaster?
I think with MUFC, they're more likely to run it in the middle lane. It's something that especially the Southeast Asian teams haven't really used all that much. Is that side lane solo Beastmaster in the suicide lane? They're more likely to put it mid. We'll see Shadow Demon and Leshrac teaming up. Leshrac, I mean, they can run it as a support or as a farming hero, so they've got some versatility there. As far as their bottom lane or their side lane solo goes, they're probably looking at something like a Windrunner, a Queen of Pain, something that can just give move edge. Even, I mean, something like a Templar Assassin soloing the safe lane is a possibility, something we could, in fact, see. But I'd be surprised if it was a side lane solo Beastmaster. I think it's going to be going mid, and we'll see. There we go. There's your hard carry bans. I mean, you mentioned MUFC haven't had the greatest success against some of those heroes, and anti-major hero that Black does love to play, getting taken out of the pool, but plenty of others. I mean, he's known for his clinks. He's known for some of the various other hard carries. So we'll see what route mousesports want to take as far as carry potential does go. I mean, even yesterday, game number 2 it was, they didn't actually pick a hard carry. They had an all super aggressive team fight sort of combo in that game number 2 where they had like a Rubik, Enigma, Leshrac. Leshrac was the hardest carry on their team. It didn't pay off for them, but it was a really interesting strategy.
Yeah, mousesports, it's surprised. Black has a very strong Leshrac, but actually they haven't had a very good win rate with it. That is going to be in the hands of MUFC, so obviously we won't be seeing a hard carry or a carry Leshrac, but I really do like the hard carry bans. I'm with you on that one, and I will say the way that Mouse has constructed their lineup, they are going for a very strong laning phase. That's why you pick Chen. That's why you pick Lich. Invoker gives you some mid-game presence, but he's also picked equally important. It's equally important why he's picked for that laning phase. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a hard carry. It fits into their lineup now. They don't really have the best crowd control. Not too much lockdown on this team. You know, maybe the Chen creep, some cold snap, tornado if you want to go for the Wex build, but it's not really a lot of reliable disable right now. And if MUFC pick a kind of mobile, difficult to lockdown carry, we mentioned the Templar Assassin. You mentioned Clinks for Mouse. It's also here that Nick has had a lot of success with in the past. It actually gets banned. MUFC doing their research. And also Obsidian Destroyer, another option for them. But no, it's going to be a Windrunner, so Mouse with really strong lanes.
I like the Windrunner pick. It's something that MUFC could have potentially picked up themselves. And I mean, if anything, if I was shown these 2 drafts, I would say the rated draft looks like your trademark MUFC draft, but it's actually mousesports going for it. So it shows, I mean, even these European and Asian teams, they have similar picks, similar styles to some extent. I mean, all these picks and heroes are heroes that MUFC have used to great success in the past. They will run that jungle Chen, the dual jungle often. They'll run the Lich, Windrunner, the strong lane heroes, and they pick up Invoker fairly frequently. So we'll see what mousesports want to get as far as carry potential goes with their last pick. It's likely to be Windrunner in the top lane with Invoker at mid and some kind of Lich dual lane. They could always run the Lich dual lane at mid if they want to go something like a Lich Void or I mean, really any hard carry with the Lich works just fantastically. But MUFC, the question is how do they deal with this strong lane control? How do they deal with those Chen ganks? They can't get the jungler, the Enchantress of their own. Enigma's banned out as well, so they're very limited as far as junglers go. I feel Lone Druid, there you go. There's your sort of hard not so much a hard carry, but a mid-game carry who gives them a lot of pushing power and can just sort of overwhelm heroes like Lich, Chen, even Windrunner, especially if you get that sort of 20 to 25 minute radiance.
Yeah, we're not going to see necessarily too much early pushing, but MUFC have that very strong mid-game timing push potential. Low Druid, Beastmaster's axes, as well as his Inner Beast aura, and of course we've all seen the power of Diabolic Edict. So if MUFC want to go all in with this timing push, I mean they have some late game too. Leshrac, we've mentioned how he can scale. Low Druid can scale pretty well too, and I actually was expecting a Morphling here, Gods, but Taker's a hero mousesports has had success with, and well, it always makes for exciting games if you get those early boots of travel. He can be a real pain in the butt to deal with. So how does this affect mousesports lanes? Are we still going to see that Windrunner mid and Tinker down in the safe lane, or I think that's the most likely way to go.
Yeah, I think Tinker will farm a bit better at the bottom lane, depending on who he's up against. I mean, it's probably going to be maybe, well, like if it's Beastmaster at mid, Tinker does do fairly well. But I think that the bottom lane is going to be the safer option. The only risk is that MUFC are a team who will run those aggressive tri-lanes in the off lane. They pick up a Night Stalker last. This is very, very aggressive. I mean, the Tinker pick, it's a great hero to have against Lone Druid. It can stop that 20 to 30 minute push that teams with Lone Druid love to do. I mean, when you've got a Beastmaster Leshrac, that's what MUFC are aiming for. Night Stalker, another great addition to that. Tinker is a good counter to that, but if he gets shot early, doesn't get the items up fast enough, and with a hero like Night Stalker and these other aggressive ganking heroes, they can easily shut down a hero like Tinker. Then he's going to be in a bit of trouble, maybe not have the items needed to defend that push later on.
Yeah, I'm a little bit curious. I think we're going to see the Lone Druid down bottom for MUFC in that off lane, Beastmaster mid, like you mentioned, and then a tri-lane up top with the Night Stalker, Shadow Demon Shrek. Looks like we will have ourselves a quick remake, so hang on, guys.
I guess maybe 1437 has woken up. I know yesterday he had problems getting up on time for the matches, but
well, I can relate. It is rather early here in the States. Although now it's getting to be about 10 a.m., so not too bad. But I did wake up around 5.
And I mean, it could be Lone Druid in that offlane. I also think that MUFC quite likely will run that tri-lane down bottom and have Lone Druid just farming. Well, not so much farming, but soloing the safe lane. He may be up against a tough lane, but he can go top by himself, and you send the Night Stalker tri-lane bottom.
If it's the Windrunner top, he'll have a great time. I mean, as strong as Windrunner is in the lane, that is a lane that Lone Druid should win. The Bear, especially once he gets to level 5, if he ever gets an entangle, Windrunner's pretty much lost the lane at that point, and inevitably he'll get one. And for some reason we have a bot.
Oh, Tusky.
Such a troll.
Alright, I'm being told that one of them clicked the wrong hero, hence the remake. Alright guys, should be good to go now. Sorry about the remake, sorry about all that. Ling actually picked up the wrong hero. The guy who's normally on their supports, normally on those jungle heroes, apparently choosing the wrong hero. So we had a quick remake since there is no swap function as of yet.
Yeah, I would really love to see that, especially for pub games. It really encourages you to random as well, because, you know, between 5 people if you're in a stack, or even a smaller group, usually someone gets someone that you can play. But when you're the only player randoming, then you get, you know, I get Chen, and then that means GG for the enemy team wins.
That's my favorite one. As soon as you're on a team and someone randoms Chen and they're like, oh, great, and you're like, oh no, this is going to be a good game, isn't it?
I mean, I'm not like the worst Chen in the world, but compared to my other heroes, it's pretty awful.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. See, this is the problem with matchmaking: is your ranking is based on your overall aggregate performance across all heroes. But a player who might be great at Chen could be horrible at hard carry, or vice versa. Normally it would be the reverse, but yeah, so it makes it a little bit hard to bounce the teams. Alright guys, either way, welcome back. This is MUFC versus mousesports, game number 1 for the Beyond the Summit World Tour. Mousesports on the Radiant, MUFC on the Dire. I am LD, joining me of course is godz. We are having an AP remake of a Captain's Mode game. We do have one stand-in for mousesports, that would be Nino standing in for 1437. Who is either unavailable or maybe still sleeping. godz mentioned he's had some trouble waking up this early the past couple of matches. But either way, it's an interesting draft, godz, and we were talking a little bit about how we expect to see the lanes going, and I think we're both in agreement. We're likely to see that Tinker Lich in the safe lane bottom. If that's the case, at MUFC run the offensive tri-lane that you're expecting, the Shrek, the Shadow Demon, the Night Stalker, there's 2 things to consider. One is, offensive tri-lanes really struggle against Lich if they don't get kills, because not only are they getting sharing experience between 3 heroes and not pulling, they're also getting creeps denied. But because he's denying creeps, they don't really have a whole lot to stop a tower dive, especially at that level 1 stage. So it could be real dangerous for mousesports here in those early first few levels. Let's go ahead and introduce the players. We have come with me on the Lich. We have Invoker being played by Black, Sing Sing on the Tinker, Nino playing that Chen, and then Sexybamboe on the Windrunner.
And over on your Dire side, we've got E-Club MUFC. We've got Sharky heading down bottom to start things off on the Beastmaster. We've got TFG, Too Effing Good, or Garfield playing the Leshrac. We've got Net playing the Shadow Demon. We've got Ling on the Night Stalker. And finally, on your final hero, the Lone Druid is going to be NN or Nick, also known as Silvercross, playing that Lone Druid. And they're going to immediately run to come with me at the bottom lane. It is Beastmaster. He's got that Stout Shield. He's on his own for the moment being. And he will see some backup coming soon. They want Shadow Demon in front. They want to be leading with that disruption and trying to get some early kills here. Lich is a very, very prone to being ganked hero here.
Yeah, he does have high base move speed, but if you ever can snare him, he's dead. Come With Me wanted to place a lane ward down bottom. I think they are expecting to see that offensive tri-lane. I just want to be sure if it is. Oh, Come With Me circling around. He really wants this ward. This could put him in a bad spot. He's going to have to run away now. It's only a level 1 Beastmaster, so he should be okay. Nino going to be forced back as well. Aggressive play here from MUFC. Really trying to control that enemy jungle off the bat. And actually, interesting to note, it looks like it'll be Nick mid on the low druid.
Yeah, we'll see where they want to put these heroes. I mean, Beastmaster is heading up top. Yeah, it does look like it is. So it's going to be Beastmaster up against Windrunner in the top lane. Windrunner will have a DD room to start things off, which will cause Sharky some problems up there. He's got the Stout Shield, though. That'll make it possible to lane there, but he's going to be running out of regen very, very quickly. Aggressive trial at bottom. Shadow Demon Leshrac. There's your setup from the supports, and Nightstalker going to be the one farming. This is going to be a tough lane for Sing Sing on the Tinker. Shen is going to be rotating down. Lich is coming as well, but Lich hasn't actually started denying any of those creeps yet, and he's going to have a trouble even getting into this lane if Shadow Demon Leshrac kind of shepherd him off.
I'm really not sure he wants to. I mean, like we were discussing, I mean, it's not just the fact they might get kills. They also have a Leshrac, and once he gets 2, they could easily work the tower down. So maybe he will go for Nova at first. It was definitely an unconventional build, and I'm not saying it would be better, but it's something to consider up against this tri lane.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, and they could be getting very aggressive and start diving in early. You can see he actually hasn't leveled up anything yet, and I think this is an alright decision. I mean, he would have maybe denied 1, maybe 2 creeps by now. You can deny a creep every 30 seconds. It's good against the tri lane to deny that XP, but the potential to get Doven on really early against this tri lane is high. I mean, Shadow Demon Disruption, Leshrac stun, Nightstalker Void with the slow. That's all of that is available at level 1. So come with me, it's waiting out for it. I like this decision.
And if you give up that early first blood, that means quick boots, whether it's for the Nightstalker, the Leshrac, or the Shadow Demon. And if any of them get early boots, you're probably going to continue to die. Nino has a pair of Sentry Wards. He's taken a while to deward, but it looks like he did the little high ground to low ground jungling over here. And now he's rotated over into the jungle. And maybe he's going to deward both camps, so they can do pulling. Again, I'm not sure they really want to pull. It's very dangerous. It's not like they have an Earthshaker in this tri lane either, and it's not a carry who is an escape mechanism in that Tinker. So, I mean, if you had a Morphling Earthshaker, maybe you could do these pulls. I'm not so sure it's the right decision here, but in any case they deward, the option will be there. 2-minute rune about to spawn. Let's see what we're going to get. And it will be a regen top, so nothing too exciting there. Neither of these heroes mid really need that regen.
And Nino's going to realize they've actually also warded off this big camp here. I think he expected that magic bush to be warded, the one ward spot that blocked both these kills. But MUFC were kind of, I'd say, out mind gaming them. Just put the 2 individual wards on each neutral camp, and as a result, the big camp is still blocked and will provide some vision of some incoming Chen ganks. It'll force him to use his smoke if he wants to gank this bottom lane, probably. And we will see immediately dewarding the bottom river, not so much the bottom river, the bottom jungle is net, going to really deny vision from the Radiant team, from the Lich and the Tinker. Sing Sing going to be having a pretty unfriendly time at bottom. As I mean, looking at the other lanes, I'd say mid lane is going to be fairly even between the Bear as well as the Invoker. Invoker will be looking to provide some Sunstrike support for bottom lane. That's the big thing.
Disruption to start. There's no Soul Catcher yet. Split Earth is available. He's going to hit it. The Void as well. Edict doing a lot of damage. Nice movement by TFG. Walking away to make sure the Edict only hits 1 here. Wow, look at that March of Machines. Working through Ling. Sunstrike flies in. Just going to miss. Oh, the net working against him. There's your Nova. Gets a kill. The fight going the other way. Net salving up in the trees. Can eat his way through with 1 tango, but he gets blocked by Nino. Oh, TFG. Oh, Nightstalker's already back in, and we have ourselves a pause. Actually, no, sorry, he's not back in, but I heard a TP.
Windrunner. Windrunner actually DC'd, hence the pause. It wasn't a strategic pause, despite the action going on. It was actually respect pause for his opponent. But wow, this is... I don't know if Chen's going to live this one. I mean, Disruption can go on the Chen, or potentially just a defensive Disruption followed up by Leshrac landing. Actually, Leshrac's had a mana.
I think they just use Edict here. I don't think you use Disruption, to be honest.
Oh, Yeah, okay. No, as in, you mean that Leshrac, as in, instead of Split Earth?
Well, he doesn't have the mana for Split Earth, but I think, I don't see the point using...
mana.
I mean, if you use Disruption, then you're going to give them time to turn this around. Look, Tinker's already TP back in. And Nightstalker's going to be rejoining the fight as well in like 3 seconds, so that's something else to consider. I'm excited.
Yeah, Nightstalker's got no gold for a TP. We'll see if one of his teammates buys him a TP, but Nightstalker actually can't afford a TP to come back in, so I think this will be pretty much this little 2-on-2 here. Shadow Demon is probably just going to try right-click down Nino, and Leshrac, yeah, like you said, just pop the Edict and chase him down. There's no creeps to help tank up the damage, and Chen, he can't really... I mean, he can't juke the Leshrac. He has to run back and go down. Leshrac's going to be in range. So I think Shadow Demon just saves the Disruption, maybe try save himself later on, or even even drop it on the Lich. I mean, just a disruption on the Lich. Lich could find himself blocked by his own illusions in those trees. So
I mean, that level
I think Tinker's far enough away. MUFC should come out on top of this one.
That level 1 Edict does about 400 damage, guys. If you're only hitting a single target, it'll do 400 damage. Otherwise, it does get split out. Yeah, so I guess the one interesting thing coming for me out of that fight is Tinker is very squishy, but it's also difficult to dive him if he gets March of the Machines down in a good position. Yeah. That's why MUFC dropped so low. It was just the March. You saw a Nova, a couple of Chen creeps, but... Oh, actually, I should be using the new stats. It's a great point.
I saw that there. Interesting. I'm not sold on them, but I think it will make them a lot easier to present.
Well, I at least want to give this... Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, there are a lot of new spectator features. I actually haven't had a chance to read them all, but I know these stats are at least one of them. And you can sort which order you want. The only problem for me is my camera hotkeys. I normally use my mouse to control the camera, but once in a while I use the keyboard. And I use WASD, so one of those keys is not working. Total gold earned. Ooh, this is nice. Okay, Beastmaster, Windrunner, both farming very well. Lone Druid out. This is pretty good stuff, Gods, I gotta say.
It's interesting.
I'm not sold that you have the when it's paused, it's amazing, but I'm not sure how much time you'll actually have to go through them without missing action, or failing to discuss the game. So yeah, I guess that's the downside to it.
Yeah, to me, there's always something interesting going on to talk about as far as movement and decision making goes. So it's hard. Anyways, we're gonna have an unpause here. Chen actually gonna maybe get out of this one. There we go. Disruption comes with late. There's a split earth mana. He's claried up. He times it a bit off. Chen is going to still go down, but they trade for the Shadow Demon. So a 1-for-1 trade after all is said and done. Sing Sing needs to be careful. Pops the March. Just keep Night Stalker away. Clarity's Tango's being popped by TFG on the Leshrac. So an even trade. I would have thought MUC gets slightly better off there, but the Shadow Demon just taking a bit too much damage couldn't be kept alive.
Yeah, it's the March, and Sing Sing rejoining the fight. Not in time to actually get the last hit there, I don't believe. Yep, that was the Lich that got the kill. So this is a Lich who's having a pretty good time. Early boots, and that's crucial. He's got boots. Sing Sing, however, does not. Lich already, like I mentioned earlier, has very high base move speed, so he's going to be a bit of a tough nut to crack down. And now he's got that level 2 Nova up. He can just sit back, deny creeps, and very occasionally come in to spam that. But he will have to mind his positioning. As we see Net actually rotating around. Look at all the wards placed by mousesports. While this was going on, they actually dropped 2 sentries as well as an observer. Actually, it was right before that fight. Oh, sorry, 3 sentries. So they did finally deward that big camp, but it was a late drop. Yeah. So about 3-4 minutes of potential farming time wasted here for the Chen. Not sure it's really worth it at that point, but either way, Nino went ahead and did it.
And even gold-wise, sentries dewarding other sentries. They're not actually dewarding observers. Isn't the most cost-effective, but they are going to go in once again. Disruption. This stun doesn't follow. He's just going straight for an edict, followed by a void. Sing Sing will go down. There's your stun, and there's March damage. It's going to be too much. Sunstrike is going to land. Nicely placed Sunstrike by Black. Shadow Demon now on the back foot. Big test of face. Shadow Demon, he's going to get away just unless there's going to be another Sunstrike cooldown soon. It will be in 17 seconds, around when he gets back to the fountain, but he's going to be okay.
That had to be very close, if not the max damage there. That was a big test of faith, but Shadow Demon lives with 20 health, and that's very unfortunate. So... the concern here is Tinker continues to die, and Tinker is a very momentum-based hero. You need an early Soul Ring or Bottle, and then you need your Boots of Travel. He's going to have a hard time farming it up. Now, the supporting cast is pretty strong in the mid-game, so it might create space for him to farm. You can do some tricks like stacking Ancients. We don't see it yet, and I'm actually a little surprised. We often see Chen players will use their creeps to stack those Ancients, but maybe not until he hits level 5. But expect at some point in this game, Ancients will be stacked, and Tinker will be looking to farm those. And it can help Sing Sing catch up, but again, he's not having a good start to this game.
Yeah, we'll see where he looks to do that. He's trying to go for that fast soaring even before he goes for the Boots of Travel. And that's going to allow him to spam this March bit, but the problem is it inflicts more damage on himself and makes him even more prone to being ganked. So we'll see how he does cope there. A lane we haven't looked much at this top lane, the Beastmaster versus Windrunner. They're actually fairly even there. Beastmaster's trying to rush some Arcane Boots. He's had a couple salves, had a bit of regen actually being flown out to him just to help with the Windrunner harass. Windrunner going for that bottle, had a lot of survivability in this top lane.
Bottom lane, come with me doing a pull. It is nighttime already, but lane's only level 4. Has not opted for a point in silence, just going for that 2 points to Hunter of the Night. Not really interested in using it. Uh-oh, Nino. Caught out. Nice Centaur micro, but Nino in a lot of trouble. Soul Catcher One Void should do the job. Actually, he already used it, and Nino's tanking this up pretty well. He's level 5. Earn drop. Looks like Nino will go down, but they're fighting under the march. Ling dropping low. Wow! Nino drops, but he does get the nuke off, the shockwave, and TFG now at the back foot running away. Sing Sing. Oh, Sunstrike. Will it hit? Just gonna miss. Meanwhile, Disruption. No! Great micro by Nino. The power of Chen, even after you're dead, you can still put those creeps to work. TFG goes back in. Big mistake by him, and he is punished for it. He was a bit cut off, though, as Black was rotating in. So in the end, it's looking good for Mouse. That was a much-needed fight, and this is nighttime, too. So you'd expect maybe MUFC would have the edge there.
Yeah, time and time again. I mean, these sort of 3-on-3 clashes in the March of the Machines, just doing a lot of damage, and Chen with the creep firepower. I mean, he's level 5 now. He's got the 2 creeps. And those shockwaves, I mean, they hurt. I mean, you can spam it quite a lot. 8-second cooldown, low mana cost. Beastmaster at top. I don't know if you caught that one, but that's not where I was expecting a kill to come. Solo kill on Mirror.
Yeah, baited out the wind run. Actually has Arcane Boots and just used the Arcane Boots. Had his roar up, used the roar, and then did a great job body blocking the wind run to pick up that kill. Really nice job there by the Beastmaster. And it's not a solo kill you expect. Roar is a great ability to have versus Windrunner because it makes that wind run pretty useless. But he did have mana for X's, and it was just great hero movement, great hero control there. Picking up that kill, and a very important solo kill to have. So it's a Beastmaster who's level 8 already. He's actually got 1 point under Beast. Dive on the bottom lane. Sing Sing hiding behind the tower. And now diving is going to get a lot harder, Gods, because Lich is level 6.
Yeah, we'll see Lich looking to position themselves, just pretty much sitting behind it. Any dive, they are going to dive in. They've gone in on Sing Sing a bit here. Nightstalker realizing probably a bad idea, does back off. Come with me, reposition himself. He is currently hiding a bit in those trees underneath the tower, hoping that they almost go for a dive. Sing Sing actually gets sent back home. He's brought up his soaring. He's also got some boots and a TP, and he'll just TP right back into this bottom lane and look for some more aggression, look for some more openings. MUFC have got an observe ward planet in the jungle. This one has not been dewarded as of yet.
Yeah, really great job here by mousesports, weathering that early storm. The power of this tri-lane, even at level 1 or 2, they can get a lot of kills. They're actually ahead 6-5, and I mean, Beastmaster winning his lane. I guess let's take a look at mid. We haven't had a chance to check it yet too much. Phase boots up on the lone druid, 800 gold as well. No boots on the bear yet. He's farming reasonably well. Let's see exactly how well he's farming. 37 and 20. A lot of denies, which are very important to have against Invoker, but Invoker's got a lot too. 17 on him, so a pretty even on matchup overall. I guess the one difference between these two is Invoker is able to participate in these fights with that Sunstrike. On the bottom lane, Nova plus the Rockets just bringing the Leshrac down instantly. No opportunity for him to react. Sexybamboe pressuring up top. Sharky dropping low. Not going to attempt the shackle. Did not have the angle. I'm not sure this tri-lane can last much longer. At this point, there's too much burst.
Yeah, I mean, now that Tinker has the levels and Lich has the ultimate, I mean, this is just, I mean, not going MUFC's way. I think they almost need to send Nightstalker to go top for a gank. It's going to be Leshrac who heads top for a gank, and that's another hero with a Roar. I mean, it's a pretty much guaranteed kill. Sunstrike not going to land at top, didn't land the shackle, and I think this is going to be Bamboo probably going down. Roar followed up by a stun and an edict. Sexybamboe gets taken out. Nice gank, nice movement around, and Nightstalker as well. Coming top, so really, I mean, he can't go back bottom. Like you say, the burst damage is just too much, so he's going to maybe camp it out, or not even camping out, he reveals himself at top, but looking for another kill at top lane, looking for some farm, even though it's nighttime. Ling just saying, I need to catch up.
You know, it's not so much the Nightstalker who can't deal with the burst damage, but his supports can, and as a result, if he's there by himself, he's not going to get anything accomplished, so they are going to rotate the lanes around. I think this is the point in the game where maybe MUFC try and go for a tower. They've got a Beastmaster who's got a point in her Beast. You've got Leshrac with Edict and a Lone Druid. I think if you group up mid, you can at least force some rotation in. And an Exhort Invoker is not going to do a whole lot to stop your push. This is a lineup from MUFC that should be able to get early towers. Maybe not at the level, first few levels, but the 10-minute mark, you expect to start seeing them dropping. So far, they're not.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, for me, that's the big issue here with this draft so far, is that they haven't got those towers. We'll have to see whether or not maybe Lone Druid starts trying to help pressure some towers, even without the Relic and Radiance. Just the Bear alone with that Demolish can do some big damage. It's hard to push that mid tower, but if he maybe transitions to top lane with a couple heroes, they can force a fight. They'll at least force Tinker to come defend with that March of the Machines, but the thing is they can't push into the March. So wherever the push goes, Tinker will probably go as well. Sing Sing will be ready for the rotation, and he may even rotate if he doesn't have those boot travel.
TFG dropping low. One more Nova will do it. TFG juking into the trees. Great juke by him. Come with me following him. Even better reply. And the Nova to clean up. Come with me on a killing spree. Level 8 as a support Lich against a tri-lane. Great play by him. While that was happening, Ling tried to gank mid. No detection for that Invoker. Goes into Ghostwalk. Escapes effectively. So mousesports just seem to be getting the edge here in every engagement. Ling comes in. Once come with me. Remember, Chain Frost is up. Shackle to a tree. Nova to follow. Sunstrike on top of it. Axis piercing through. Down goes the Night Stalker. Roar on to come with me. Come with me in some trouble. Looks like he will drop, but sexybamboe doing a lot of damage. There's your Chen heal, keeping come with me alive. Sharky on the back foot now. No Roar. He already used it. And it's down for about a minute still. sexybamboe, one more power shot. Shackle to start. Tower to follow. Gets the kill. Big plays by Mouse here. TFG comes in. Really prolonged engagement up top. But while this is happening, Sing Sing finally getting some far mid. And Invoker doesn't have to, or bottom, and Invoker doesn't have to leave that mid lane, so he can contest the Lone Druid a bit.
Yeah, I mean, Lone Druid is not getting complete and utter free farm, and this is good that Black can just stay mid, and, well, top. I mean, Black isn't contributing as much. Oof. Lich getting a bit caught out there. Night Stalker already back. I mean, with the mid lane, Invoker isn't out farming the Lone Druid, but at least he's preventing the Lone Druid from free farming by being a forcer, and he can still contribute around the map. He's going for the max exort. Those Sunstrike do a lot of damage, so as long as he's hitting some now and then, he can contribute around the map, whereas Lone Druid is just statically farming, even if he is farming much better than this Invoker.
Yeah, still a very even game, though. The experience is favoring the Radiant, primarily because of the Chen. But this is not, it's not an outrageous experience lead. Everyone on MUFC's got a decent number of levels, except for the Shadow Demon. Net is quite far behind. And it's kind of reminiscent of yesterday. He was really struggling in most of those games. Even the game they won, Net just getting caught out a lot. And while playing Shadow Demon against this Radiant lineup, it is not easy. And tag on to Black, but there's no backup, so just a little bit of harassment. Blows being traded. But yeah, I mean, this is a bad game to be an underleveled support if you're on the Dire squad. Because if you look at the Radiant, so much range, so much harassment, a lot of burst damage. The Sunstrike, the Power Shot. I hear Initiation mid. Nick's gonna go down. No, he's not. Disruption to follow. Shadow Poison onto Black. Great defensive play there, and Lone Druid just barely surviving. This is why you get a point in the ult, guys. Without it, he most certainly would have died.
Yeah, I mean, it is a great tool. It's free HP. You do lose a bit of movement speed, but it's a nice little pick up there. And Ling denying the top tier 1 tower, while bottom lane, MUFC are pressuring the tier 1 tower here, but with Sing Sing there, with the soaring, he's about 100 gold away from those boots of travel at the moment, so he can't continually go back to Fountain. They're going to lose this tier 1 tower, not going to get denied, but Shrek, TFG picks that one up. He's got Arcane Boots, no item progression from there as of yet, but we're still early days, but he's going to need to start tanking up, going towards a Bloodstone, possibly a BKB, just getting some survivability to deal with this spam from the Radiant team.
I gotta say, mousesports still in a pretty good position. They weathered that first night, and they come out ahead in terms of kills. They do get a tower denied up top, but it is at least a tower they knock down. So the gold lead in that regard, going a bit the way of MUFC. Up top lane, hasted Shadow Demon, but only level 4. Bamboe is having a pretty good time in terms of levels. Not really many items, though. Actually, no, okay, he's almost got a mechanism, everything on the courier. So he is farming well, 14 minutes in, and he was in the off lane, don't forget. So, you know, it's the Windrunner just versus Beastmaster, pretty good matchup for her. And Bamboe taking full advantage.
Yeah, we'll see how where Bamboe wants to go with this. He is getting a lot of farm. He's the highest level in the game, in fact, and getting those levels on a hero like Windrunner can really help out. I mean, sure, just extra points in Windrunner even can just make you that much harder to kill and that much more effective in a team fight. So we'll see where mousesports want to go. They've got 3 heroes grouped up at bottom. They want to start taking down these tier 1 towers one by one if I was mousesports. So we'll see if they do that. If Black starts joining up with this team, Black's almost finished off that 4 stuff, so he can start having even greater involvement and coming to the fights themselves and providing some utility if mousesports want to take that route.
Yeah, just want to say, guys, I think I misspoke. It looks like he's going for a Yules. I guess that could be Invokers, but it looks like Chen is building the mechanism.
Okay, it could well be a Yules Invokers, something that's I've seen.
I'm not sure.
I think it was
maybe Bamboe's just poor. I'm trying to figure out which items are whose, but either way, we'll find out soon enough, guys.
Bamboe's got 3 deaths. He's got 3 deaths, so it looks like he's going for the Headdress, I think is his.
Okay, so it looks like he'll be going for Pipe, which they definitely need just because of the Shrek alone, and some other nukes as well. Smoke up from MUFC. Also, I want to mention Lone Druid is getting very close to a Relic here. It's not the fastest timing, but it might be good enough for that mid-game push, especially since Sing Sing has been kept down. Roar onto Black. They're going to make a dive, and Black just melts. Exort Invoker not going to escape from that one. Bottom lane, the push commences the other direction, and it's going to be a tower trade, but it's very hard to trade against this Dire lineup. I think they're going to get 2 if mousesports don't back.
Yeah, it looks like they I mean, if mousesports don't back, they should get 2, but MUFC are actually going to back first. I mean, they may be just going for Roshan here. TP to the bottom tier 2. What Black is actually doing with this build, he's gone for a Yules. I think this was a player in Empire who I first saw do this. They go for a Yules, pure Exile Invoker, and they use a hero, they Sunstrike him, they drop the Chaos Meteor and then switch immediately to Deafening Blast, and it's pretty much an insta-kill on whoever you do it. I mean, a full damage Sunstrike and a Chaos Meteor with a Deafening Blast, it's like insta-death. I think it was a player on Empire who did it, and it's pretty devastating for whoever you landed on. But it's more a single target focus fire kind of thing. I mean, you're kind of going around looking for a single target. It's not as effective in the big team fights. So we'll see how it works out for Black, but that's kind of the idea he's got in mind.
Well, if you look at MUFC, there's a lot of heroes you do want to burst down. Leshrac, the longer he stays alive, the worse it's going to be for you because of all that burst damage. Not to mention if you can burst down that Syllabear or the Lone Druid before he can really get the Radiance Burn and the Entangles going, that's going to help. And I mean, the Shadow Demon, you don't want him sitting around, standing in the back lines, getting off Disruption. So it's not a bad build. If you look at MUFC's lineup, you don't want to have prolonged team fights against them, especially once that Radiance is up. I don't mind this at all. And I mean, it's working out for Black so far. He's gotten a couple of kills. And been even when he's not getting these kills, there's that threat of Sunstrike. It's forcing MUFC to play a little more defensively. Sing Sing applying pressure. The Ancient's still not stacked, but he's just farming the lane for now. mousesports went to the mid tower. Not sure if they're going to be able to get it. It's a lot of spam coming back from MUFC. They do have really good anti-push. The Axes, the Leshrac spam as well. Although he's getting Lightning. And then, of course, the Shadow Demon with his poison as well. Top lane, Ling just trying to get some farm. Ogre X picked up on him. He's working towards a BKB. And I'm not sure what mousesports have against that. I guess they've got the Exhort right clicks, and March on the Machines does go through BKB. But aside from that, it's going to help a lot.
Yeah, no, definitely. We'll see how that works out. I mean, having all this survivability on the dire side, I mean, with the mech on the Beastmaster, and just, I mean, we see Leshrac, he's picked up a point booster, not going straight for the BKB, but that's just pure HP he's going to get from the Bloodstone, or you often even see point booster into that BKB, and if he wants to go the route that Ling is taking with the BKB, so a lot of survivability, and this Radiance from Bear is up very, very soon. It's just about 600-700 gold away from it, and a 20-minute Radiance. If they can start getting a few more towers, this is a game still very much in the balance. I feel
Roar to come with me, and he's in a lot of trouble. Soul Catcher to follow. Chen keeps him alive. They thought they had the kill, and they really didn't fully commit there. It's kind of a mistake, and they had the Purge, they had the Disruption as well. Underestimating the power of that Chen, and he gets away.
Yeah, I mean that was just them backing off a bit sooner than they should have. They thought they had the kill, they didn't actually have it at the time, and I mean that's okay. I mean it's just a Lich kill. It wouldn't have given them a huge boost anyways, but it's still a small mistake in itself, a bit of gold that they miss out on. Maybe we'll see MUFC backing off, going for that Roshan attempt soon as Nightstalker actually swinging towards the bottom lane. I don't think this Invoker combo can kill him. He's sitting on 1500 HP, so he doesn't have to worry too much about that. In fact, Black's going to immediately TP out. I think he was a bit scared of being ganked there.
Here comes the timing push for MUFC. They want that tier 1 top. They're up against the Taker, so if the March spam gets going, he can definitely slow this down. But he's not in position, and that means TPing in will be very dangerous. Rockets can help. The Glyph is actually used. And lane farming bottom in the second nighttime. Edict as well. If MUFC knock down these outer towers, it's going to make it very easy for them to go for Roshan. And they have a great team to bring it down quickly. Inner Beast. Edict actually does a decent amount of damage, and especially the slow Druid. So I'll look for MUFC to continue pressuring these outer towers, try and knock them down. It will also make life a lot more difficult for the Tinker Gods, because then it gets hard to find a safe place to farm, and you're a lot more likely to be ganked out by the Night Stalker. Oh,
yeah, and Night Stalker. Oh wow, Sing Sing in a bit of trouble here.
Oh, 4-step away, or no, that was sexybamboe's 4-step. He's gonna get away, maybe. The Radiance Bird dropping him low. Will it be enough? Doesn't look like a Chain Frost, not gonna bounce. Oh, that's unfortunate for Come With Me. Shackle Shot not gonna latch. Actually pretty close as well. They don't get a kill in the end. Tinker barely survives. That early 4-step completely buried out. Come With Me really diving here. Disruption as well. They're still fighting without the Night Stalker. They're looking for a Shackle and Net. Shackle is gonna latch. Nice job there. Sunstrike to follow. Look at the burst damage. There's just no chance.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't think that's a fight where Night Stalker wants to be farming. I mean, he wasn't. I mean, he's actually transitioned. Instead of going for the BKB, he's going for the Ag Scepter. But for the most part, this is where he should be shining. This is where he should be getting very involved in those kind of fights. Night Stalker could have picked up a couple of kills there. He's level 10 at the moment, and he's got. I mean, he's only got the 1 point in the silence, but he can still be very effective in team fights like that, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're not getting kills, maybe you drive them back, and the Night Stalker is not a bad pusher. He right-clicks reasonably hard, but more importantly, when he's there, it's very dangerous to be near the tower. So when you drive the enemy back, Tinker's not spamming March, or it's not in the best spot, and then it makes it a lot easier for your team to right-click the tower down. Mouse grouped up mid, Rocket gonna hit on TFG. TFG has a point booster, looks like he's going for a Bloodstone, or maybe could transition into a BKB, just get the point booster for some early stats, mana and HP. It is very cost-effective. But we'll see which direction he wants to go. Still, he's getting some farm, but he really, I think you need the BKB on the Shrek, so I would expect to see that, to be honest. There's too much nuke damage to ignore it.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Night Stalker decided not to go for a BKB and chose to go for the Ags instead. The Ags does add some utility, whereas, I mean, going for the Bloodstone on Leshrac, you're just getting, I mean, the slightly faster respawn is there, but for the most part, it's just to tank up and get the mana regen, whereas Ags on Night Stalker, getting that map vision can really give you a lot of control over the game and help against the Tinker, who's often spamming rockets from Fog. With that Ags, you can often find him out and then find an opportunity to initiate on him, especially if Beastmaster goes for something like a Blink Dagger to blink on in and lead things off.
Nick. Caught in the camp, Nova to start, Net to follow. Good chain stun here, second Net comes out. The Bear actually attacking the Centaur, but not going to kill it in time. Rocket flying through, Nick drops low, finally TP's out. Perfect collection of creeps, but the Roar, as well as the Split Earth. Nino not able to use his ult in time. Come With Me now in trouble. TFG chasing. Once Come With Me needs to hit the Split Earth. Actually does not. Look at the Edict damage. Oh, man. Night Stalker finally joins the fight. Ling is ready to get some kills. Yule Scepter, Sunstrike, Deafening Blast. No, just the Meteor to start. Shackle not going to hit. Late Deafening Blast. Defensive Disruption. Oh, might have saved him. Might have put him in harm's way, though. Sing Sing. Laser as well. Ling's still alive. Man, he is very tanky. Sing Sing running for his life now. Pretty much every big spell has been used at this point. Mechanism latching TFG into a tree. I think this fight is over, but MUFC is not done just yet. Another rocket comes in. You just can't have these prolonged fights against the Tinker. If you stay much longer, you're gonna die. So they're forced back. They're
just getting chipped away, although they do find a regen room. That's a nice little pickup, but they are going to continue to back off here. And when Lone Druid's back, I mean, he's actually going to head towards the top lane. We'll see maybe a Roshan tempo. I feel like sending the bear top, push it out, and then go for Roshan with the lane pushed out. There's no tier 1 towers up for mousesports. It's really hard for them to basically dispute a Roshan because of not having those tier 1 towers, and especially if their lanes are pushing in, they have to defend the top tier 2 tower, maybe the bottom and mid ones. And then suddenly Roshan, it pretty much goes undisputed, and that's something which just comes with being on the dire side for MUFC.
Nice Sunstrike there, dropping Ling really low, but he barely escapes. I mean, I guess this build works a bit better if you're just taking all the nukes, but they're not actually stunning you. Because if he didn't have that extra HP from the point booster, I think he would have died there. And of course, building towards the BKB, the Mithril Hammer does not give you any HP. MUFC spot a couple heroes top, they want to make a go into Roshan. If we look at the vision right now, nice position of the Hawk, spotting any rotation in from that direction. Sentry Ward's mid, so they know there's not a lane ward at least. But they, aside from the Hawk, I mean, there are definitely methods of egress here for mousesports if they want to make a go. But they're just not going to be here in time. They're opting for the pressure top. Maybe going to look to dive. I think they know this rush is happening. Shackle kind of wildly missing there. Could have been the lag. Big dive onto Net. Oh, disruption onto Sing Sing. Soul Catcher as well. No purge though. Sunstrike gonna miss. Roar comes in. They get Roshan while the sapping Sing Sing goes down. And now Sexybamboe has to run away. And they don't get the Shadow Demon in the end. Uh-oh. Sexybamboe.
Shadow Demon just hiding his way through the trees, and he's going to be okay. He manages to TP himself out, but that was a great little trade for MUFC. They come out on top there. And what's Lone Druid picking up a kill with Leshrac? They take out the Chen as well, and MUFC, they even it up, 13 kills apiece. And most importantly, the kill on that Tinker, who was getting a decent amount of farm. He's got the 4 stuff, going to start building towards a sheepstick. But look at MUFC's item progression. I mean, it's not so much that they're winning as far as overall goals concerned. They've just managed to pull ahead, but I mean, you've got the Vlad from the Beastmaster with the mech. You've got Lone Druid. He's now sitting on 700 gold. What's he actually going to go for? I'd love to see him pick up something like a pipe at this point. As what has he picked up? I don't see too much more on him, but going for a pipe for the team, get the pipe and mech, and then that push is going to be scary. They've got the Ag Scepter on Night Stalker coming. They're going to have Leshrac picking up a BKB, and this is going to be really hard for mousesports to win in the next 5 minutes. And we'll at least a team fight in the next 5 minutes and defend those pushes.
Uh-oh. Void onto Sexybamboe that uses the wind run, has the 4-staff, could go high ground here. No, just running straight back and Come With Me, kind of blocking him a little bit. Chain Frost is up, and, well, the timing push is coming, gods. What do you think that mousesports can hold this off? They do have a lot of AoE. Good amount of spam. Shackle on 2, Bear to Hero, or Hero to Bear rather. Sexybamboe taking a lot of damage, 4-staff away. There's another 4-staff on Sing Sing if they need it. Roar on to Come With Me, taking a lot of damage. That Chain Frost bouncing quite well. Mousesports TPing out. Sing Sing wants to get the hell out of here. Nick dropping low. Meteor flies through, and the Deafening Blast. Look at the nuke damage. Nino on the back foot, already used the heal. Sexybamboe somehow still alive. The Bear does not die because he had the Aegis, so that Spirit Bear stays alive. It gets resummoned. Back into tree form goes Nino, or Nick, but I mean, the Aegis for a Lich, not a bad trade.
Yeah, mousesports, that's what they want to do, and they can hold out. I mean, sure, this timing push is is strong and hard to defend, but it's possible to defend, especially when you have a Tinker. I think MUFC need to use this. It's a slight opening for them. It's not an opening where they can just go 5 mid with their group and sort of their death ball heroes, because it's not going to work against a Tinker. They just need to use it to sort of scare off mousesports, force them to sit there defending with 4 to 5 heroes while MUFC out-farm them, farm their opponent's neutrals, farm all 3 lanes, go for a sort of semi-split push, especially using that Radiance, but they can't just try brute force it at mid. That's not going to work. There's too much spam from Tinker, even the winner on the power shot.
Sexybamboe, that's not your base. No. He's going to drop down. Too much burst
And that's
damage.
What they can't afford. That's really what they can't afford to have when they're just trying to defend, continually defend. They can't give MUFC any freebies like that, I feel.
Yeah, you know, it's so hard. Players like Bamboe and Sing Sing like to play so aggressively. Especially Bamboe and his Windrunner, and he doesn't have the backup this game. You know, there's not like a Sand K with a Blink Dagger, an Earthshaker, or something along those lines who can provide that, that reliable defensive, counter ganking or initiation. I mean, I guess they have the Invoker. He's got a Yule Scepter, Force Staff, a lot of utility items here for Mouse, and I have to say, I think they're great at running away. They have triple Force Staff as well as a Yule Scepter, plus the Chen on top of it. They can bait out a lot of spells from MUFC and still survive. We saw it in the last fight, but you're right. When they try and commit to fights, when they get aggressive, that's where they get into trouble.
Top lane, they are looking for an opening. Sing Sing's going to get away, but there's a Blink Dagger picked up by Sharky, trying to use that to pick off the Tinker. Not going to work when the Master Machine hits him, but this is something that mousesports going to be careful. This Blink initiation coming from Beastmaster.
Oh, Bamboe. Power shot from absolutely long range. He'll be fine. In the middle lane, TFT trying to hold things off. Looks like Disruption was used. Or maybe someone in Illusion Room. Either way, as soon as I look... Oh, Shadow Demon did die. That was Tinker getting that kill.
Yeah.
He died
they went on him. Attempted defensive disruption to save himself, but he was already being spammed down too much. I think there was an initiation from the Lich Nova, but the mid-tier 1 tower in a bit of trouble here, and we will see the counter push coming at top.
I don't think this is a good trade, though. Sharky and Nightstalker pressuring top, Nick pressuring bottom. They can get the tier 1 maybe back immediately after it. Glyph was used. TFG being driven way back. Test of Faith, or Penitence, as well as Test of Faith, attempted there. Shackle latching forward to Sharky, but it looks like the... Oh, Sing Sing gets entangled bottom. This is real bad for Sing Sing, and he will go down. Oh, that's unfortunate. Tower gets killed mid, but at the expense of a Tinker, and most likely a tier 2. The chase going the other way mid. It is daytime now. Black eats a split earth, sent back to base, not going to be in time. Chen heal a bit too late. Nino in a lot of trouble. Pulse Nova driving him back, picking him off, and now it's just come with me on the back foot, trying to get the hell out of here. He is very fast. And it is daytime. I think he'll get away. There's no roar. There's a Blink Dagger. Net wants the disruption. Maybe a blink into a boar. That would be a cool little technique here. Come on, Sharky. Blink into boar. I want to see it, my friend. Blink. Boar. He's got him. Where's the disruption? Force staff away from Bamboe. Shackle shot not going to latch. Disruption on him. Uh-oh. Not a good trade if he goes down. Chain Frost flies through. A lot of things tanking up here. Bamboe drops low. And the mech used, so... Chain Frost used. Uh-oh. Bottom lane, while this is all happening, Nick never stopped pushing. He got the tier 2. He's breached the tier 3. TPN from Lich, but there's no Chain Frost. Nick doesn't have to run yet, but now he does. A bunch of other heroes arriving, and as this is happening, great reaction by MUFC. They immediately rotate towards mid, going for the tier 2.
Pressure just on all over the map. I mean, that lone druid, he just never even left bottom lane the entire time. And he's got the range, he can help out his team, but he can also solo push towers so quick. He's got the level 3 druid form, which he can use that battle cry, which gives plus 60 damage. It gives a bonus armor. It's just, I mean, you can't just leave him alone in bottom lane like that. Else he will take those towers. It's like a brood in that way. Although teams just don't seem to recognize that. They just assume he's going to go with the rest of his teammates. But he was quite happy solo pushing at bottom. And now the bigger problem is also going to be that MUFC, if they want to wait, they're going to keep applying pressure, but they can wait for Roshan to come back up as well before they try team fight again.
It's a big lead now for MUFC, over 10k gold as well as experience, and when these outer towers get knocked down, it's just so difficult for Tinker. If he leaves the base, especially against the Nightstalker, a Blink Dagger on the Beastmaster, he's probably going to get picked off. Speaking of pick off, Sharky a bit too far in enemy territory to attempt this one, but he does spot Come With Me. Warding solo as a support when your outer towers are down. This is always dangerous. Will Sharky go for the roar? Just gonna trace Come With Me. Doesn't know where the rest of the enemy team is. It was a risky move by Come With Me, but it's gonna pay off. I hear Sunstrike very early. Mousesports must not have written down the time. That's about 4 minutes early.
Yeah, not too sure of them themselves, but we will see Nick just continue to farm up some Ancients here, and he's up to 5.2k gold, so that's your Assault Crest probably. I don't think, it doesn't look like he wants to build towards that pipe. But the Assault Crash is a great pickup for Lone Druid, and I think he's just about got enough gold for it. He's going to have an Aegis on him, probably the next team fight as well. As we do see sexybamboe cancels his own TP at top lane.
Uh-oh,
what
he's
are
in a
you
lot
doing,
of trouble.
sexybamboe?
Blink into roar,
He's
Boar
gonna
as
go
well.
down.
Oh, Sharky says I saw that. Oh, big all chat from him, and the kill picked up. Very unfortunate
I
misplay.
saw that too.
We all saw
that
it.
too,
6,000 people saw that one as well, sexybamboe, but we still love you.
The force, it's force then TP, not TP then force staff. But yes, misclick indeed.
You know, I do like this item decision by sexybamboe. It's a small thing, but he's gone for medallion, and you really need this against Lone Druid to do with that spear fair, even before he gets Assault Paris, and especially after he has it. So I like the choice, especially considering the farm's not good. Still, I feel like for mousesports, well, oh, the other item point I wanted to make, MUFC, they do need a pipe. I mean, Mouse has a lot of magical damage, or a Heart of Tarask for the Lone Druid.
Well,
interesting.
there you go.
Well, he's going to be very tanky, and actually, he's just going to put everything on the hero. I don't mind this. There's a lot of burst damage on Mouse, and this mostly counters that. Especially if he buys a cloak, which should be his next item.
I mean, his bear's just going to be purely doing a bit of damage to towers and just using it for the entangles. I mean, his hero himself can do big damage, and I have to agree, a cloak should be mixed in. As far as survival at this point, a cloak would give more survivability than another heart, just for the magic distance. Most of that damage coming in is going to be magic damage, and some resistance will be better than more HP on top of this. But we'll see what he wants to do. As Sharky himself is going for a heart by the looks of things. He's picked up a Reaver as well. MUFC just getting really farmed on the back of all these tower kills. The bear is camping around Roshan. MUFC looking to wait for that Aegis before they do try to commit to a game-ending push.
And they have such good map control now. I mean, just look at the vision that mousesports has. They have no wards outside of their base. The creep waves constantly pushed across the river. MUFC farming the enemy jungle, being aggressive in all the lanes, and MUFC have a great lineup to keep this pressure up. Lone Druid with the bear pressuring one lane, although now the Radiance is on the hero, but still the hero pressuring one lane. The Axe is flying through at another. Of course, Leshrac with his pushing power. It means if mousesports want to try and contest this Roshan, it is going to be real hard. Okay, God, so you're in mousesports' position. What the hell do you do?
You hope for some mistakes, for one thing. I mean, mistakes are always going to come from any team out there, and you just have to make sure whenever those mistakes arise, you punish them. I mean, you see something like Lone Druid overextending a lane. Sure, he's got a heart, but he can still be ganked. If they don't want to send all 5 heroes with like a big smoke gank, I think that becomes a bit too obvious, but sending 2 or 3 of the key heroes, having Invoker drop a Sunstrike from another lane, but just sending Windrunner with a Lich to maybe smoke gank the Lone Druid, have Invoker Sunstrike, have Tinker TP in, they can actually take down heroes like the Lone Druid, and he's the key hero to kill. And then try off the back of that, force a team fight as soon as possible. Then go. That's after you get one of those pickoffs. That's when you drop the smoke and look for a bit of a team engagement. They do have to have the lanes pushed out. That's always going to be the big problem. If they have their lanes pushing in, it's too obvious when they go for those games.
Top lane, Sunstrike, the Meteor, Yules as well. A lot of damage, definitely Blast on top of it. Ult is cooling down for lane. A couple of seconds to go, Power Shot misses. 5 seconds left. Could maybe use that wand as well as an Urn charge. He's going to use the wand, not the Urn. He's going to die. That's the initiation range of Mouse. The 4 stabs, the Yules as well, and maybe they'll get TFG too. This could be a big turnaround if they do, but he's going to escape, and while this is happening, Roshan respawns. Uh-oh. I feel they really need this Night Stalker, not just for the hero himself, but for the vision he gives you with that Aghanims. I mean, that's why you buy it.
Oh, absolutely. And they're going to scout this out. Sunstrike goes down, so we'll see if they want to make a play. Windrunner's coming in. sexybamboe loves to go for those Aegis steals. Will he make a play on this? Can he force in? He gets the shackle off Lich ulti, and it looks like MUFC may be the ones trying to get this Roshan. MUFC's TFG taking a lot of damage, but doing just as much as sexybamboe. Aegis goes to Lich.
Come with me, stole it. Oh man,
wow.
Tornado on the high ground. What a steal by him. Still, he's going to die again. I'm not sure Mouse can do enough here. And Nick is also possible to bring down, but also the bear not going to be doing too much damage. Sunstrike narrowly going to miss Sharky. Sharky very tanky. God, everyone on MUFC is so tanky. Come with me, will drop. Great play by him, stealing that Aegis. Sharky blinks onto the high ground, trapped and not just going to be spectating this fight for a while. Nito being chased. Net out of mana. Shackle is going to latch, but Bamboe being slowed by a boar on the high ground. There's a party up there. Beastmaster, the host. sexybamboe 4-step away. Power shot as well. The chase continuing. It's out of mana. Has a wand. Can use the wand and just have enough to TP. He's going to do that right now. Will he escape in time? A void will cancel it. Oh, the void just in time. It was about as good of an initiation as Mouse could have hoped for. Shackle shot on 1. The chain frost as well. The Aegis steal. And godz, they just didn't have enough damage.
Yeah, and there's a lot of damage over on the side of MUFC between the Night Stalker aggression, the Leshrac, the AoE magic damage, and Lone Druid, who is now getting very, very farmed. And that Radiance Burn, that unkillable Lone Druid is just going to be a major problem for them, especially he's going to have, maybe pick up that pipe, maybe just go for some raw DPS on his hero. I mean, he can just go for that Mjolnir, go for the Assault Crest, get some additional attack speed and damage, and he is going to be a bit too much for Mouse to handle, I feel.
Uh-oh. Buyback is forced for Bamboe. They definitely need every hero they can get here. It will force TFG back for the moment. Net gets shackled again, caught a bit out of position. Will the burst damage be there? Meteor Deafening Blast. He's disrupted. He's going to survive for now. Bamboe eating the void as well as the silence. Look at the bear, though. It's not even taking damage in the middle of several March of the Machines. Rocket flying through. Bear resummoned. Sing Sing now on the back foot. And Ling running as well. The Chain Frost. Uh-oh. Very good Chain Frost. Nick needs to micro that bear away. He's not microing the bear away, godz. Oh, no. Nick gonna die. Oh, boy. Maybe he's laggy. Maybe a misclick. That was unfortunate. And that's going to put an end to the push. What a Chain Frost can come with me. I think this is the best Lich I've seen in months.
Come with me in general. It's been playing really well the last 2-3 weeks from what I've seen from mousesports. He's really stepped up his game, and mousesports have been getting some good results as a result of that. So we'll see if they can start staging a bit of a comeback here. They're going to need Sing Sing to pick up a Sheepstick. He's got the Shiver Scar, but a Sheepstick on top of that can give him some really big teamfight involvement and just allow him to maneuver himself around so well. Even a Blink Dagger as well after that, just to be unkillable and really do a lot of damage. But mousesports still a bit of a way to go. Not come with me. Black is trying to pick up his Sheepstick on the Invoker. That'll help out as well, try to shut down some of these heroes, stop them from being as aggressive. But for the most part, mousesports still on the back foot, and with no Aegis though, and with the last few fights being won for MUFC, they have met a bit of a roadblock here, and we'll have to see if they try farm it up, wait for the next Roshan, which is in a good 7 minutes now. They're going to be waiting a long time, but they can use that time to apply pressure, out-farm their opponents, and just try inch further ahead. And then when they get the Aegis and cheats, it becomes a lot easier to close out the game.
I've drawing a few arrows. These indicate pressure. They're symbolic. But yeah, this 7 minutes ago for that Roshan. One thing I would really like to see from MUFC is a pipe. Even this late in the game, there's just so much magical damage coming from the Radiant, especially with an Exhort Invoker. I feel it's mandatory, even a late pipe. But they haven't gone for it. Or if you're not going to go pipe, you need some BKBs. To me, those are the two options for MUFC. I think that's going to make breaching high ground infinitely easier, but without them, it's very hard to go high ground. The other thing I didn't like in that fight, or which I think hurt MUFC rather, is that Shadow Demon was in the front lines. Especially when Net's this under farm, he really doesn't need to initiate. You've got Night Stalker, Beastmaster with Blink and a lot more HP. The Bear who can just charge in and tank everything. Shadow Demon should be way back, not up in front.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree there. And then for me, I mean, just to forget the pipe thing. I mean, they've got so many good heroes to buy pipe on. Beastmaster could have easily picked one up. Even Night Stalker, he didn't go for a BKB. He's gone for this Sange. I'm possibly going for a Heaven's Halberd at this point. I don't think he needs the evasion all that much, but maybe just a Sange and Yasha. But there's a lot of pipe candidates. The Lone Druid as well, another great to buy a pipe on.
Roar onto the creep! Oh man, that's unfortunate. Now they need to run. And they are going to do so. Sharky just roared of creep. The hero was not even nearby. That might be the lag at work. As he used the roar late.
It's a misclick.
Yeah, it's a misclick.
I guess it's a misclick.
But he also used it late. You know, because like that, the Force Staff happened, and Tinker was running away. Still, that could have been a disastrous fight for Mouse. I believe the buyback is still on cooldown for Sing Sing. No, it has gotten back up, so never mind, he's okay.
And with that, we do have Sing Sing. I mean, the great thing is that Sing Sing, as soon as the danger is averted, he goes immediately back to farming. He goes to that top lane, he finds an empty lane, he finds some neutrals, he just keeps his farm up. And as a result, he's not really falling behind these dire heroes. If anything, he's sort of, I mean, he's on par with the Lone Druid. I mean, we can use some of these total gold earned. Sing Sing is leading the way. In fact, actually, no, he's just behind, but he's doing really well. He's up there with the top heroes on the MUFC side, and that's without any of these towers. These tier 2 towers are all standing over for MUFC.
Yeah, MUFC heading on to those, and it's making life a bit easier for them. Dive up top, they won't come with me. Immediate TP out. Is there a follow-up disable? Disruption will not be in time. Mid-cast animation. In fact, not even mid. That was like 90% completed. Wait a second. Did he just disrupt him at Fountain? I think I just saw illusions at the Fountain of the Radiant.
It got cast. It did get cast, so I'm not too sure. Somebody's pinging it.
It must have disrupted him after it TP'd, like, at that exact moment. Some funny
man,
things happen in this game, that's for sure.
Dota 2 mechanics are lagging, apparently.
Oh, great blink away from Sharky, just in time. That shackle could have been very bad, because look what we see behind him. 3 heroes grouped up, prepared to get these kills, and it's the danger of split pushing. If you get spread out, if there's only one hero there, the enemy are going to be grouped up. They only have this small region to travel through. But here we go. Sharky, Roar's cooled down, blink in, Roar as well. sexybamboe still has that wind run, sent back to base. Big dive here by MUFC. Lynch joined the fight as well. At about half health, though. BKB up on TFG. Even TFG's got items now, but he's not going to dive the high ground. Low Druid is not here just yet. I think he's just arrived. 4 staff in. They want the Shadow Demon. Are they going to get him? Instantly burst down. Look at the burst damage. Oh, boy. sexybamboe back to full health. Rejoins the fight. The Medallion doing work. TFG dropping low. Will he die? Power Shot gets the kill. And meanwhile, it just seems like MUFC can't find the opening. Getting spread out. Getting picked off. Black now trying to go man for man with Night Stalker. And mousesports a bit slow to help him out. No, Black will be okay.
Yeah, I feel they need a few more of those, team fight auras. The Assault Crest and Pipe are just missing. They've got the Assault Crest now on Lone Druid. Night Stalker trying to get away. Forced up by Sing Sing, just not making it. He went for the Yules. He could have maybe Yulesed up Ling, giving time for his teammates to catch up. So another failed attempt to push on in at the bottom lane. I mean, MUFC had success with the split push, but now that they're going as a team, that's where the Tinker really having a great effect. And even Winner, sexybamboe has just been taking heroes out. I mean, you saw there, Leshrac, Medallion plus Focus Fire, doing work and just tore apart TFC's Leshrac.
Right, that's where well, actually, he does have an Assault Caress up. Did he have it before that fight? I'm not sure if he did.
He just bought it now. Okay. He just bought the Assault Crest. He just flew it out to him about 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, so it's a Heaven's Halberd for Ling. There's just not that many auto attacks on the Radiant squad. I guess it gives them the evasion. But even, I mean, I just don't see this item doing a whole lot. I feel like a BKB would offer you a lot more, or like you mentioned, the pipe. So some debatable item choice here from MUFC might be contributing to the issues. And mousesports, although they're behind, they are still very down in terms of gold, experience, and map control. I mean, if you actually look at the total gold earned, it's about 20% of a lead, something like that. It's not an insurmountable lead by any means, maybe 30%. But they have a great turtling team, and I think if this goes ultra late game, well, they have 3 ranged semi-carries, or maybe even carry in the case of Tinker. And those 600 range heroes are going to have a much better time than melee heroes like a Night Stalker, a Beastmaster, even the Lone Druid is normally melee form.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this is something that does give mousesports a slight advantage that they can kite these heroes around, use that range, use their ranged advantage, use those 4 stars that the Invoker, the Windrunner, and even the Tinker have, just to prevent these melee heroes from doing as much damage as they'd like. And there's going to be heavy reliance on Leshrac to also do a lot of damage in these fights, but he himself, he doesn't have a force up, he doesn't have a blink, he doesn't have great mobility. It's only the Blink Dagger with the Blink Dagger of his own. His Roar is going to be relied on to lock down heroes, but whoever he roars can always be forced by 2 or 3 other heroes, get him out of the Focus Fire lines, and can be kept alive even when roared.
For the moment, Roshan will be the objective. It feels like only a minute ago that it was 7 minutes ago. Oh, Sharky, smoke up and immediately dispel because he's invisible next to Mouse. Do they have detection? It doesn't look like it. I think they expected a hero to be in the small camp, but there was nobody there. Now, MUFC can have a great initiation if they want it. mousesports apparently not aware of what's going on. Roar onto Sing Sing to start. Void to follow. Where is the silence? There you go. Sing Sing fuels up into the air. Great Meteor definitely blasts doing a lot of damage. BKB popped on TFG. Trying to take out Come With Me. He already got the Chain Frost out. Bouncing wildly. Spirit Bear dropping low. Nick can resummon it. Not that it really matters too much, but Nick just can't stay locked on to anyone. It's the Night Stalker who's doing the chasing. Bamboe Power Shot kills off the Spirit Bear. Great Shackle Shot by Bamboe, keeping him alive. Yules in the air for Sing Sing, who I believe bought back. And he drops that Shiva's as well. He goes down. Did he buy back or did he just escape?
No, he was. Chen saved him using the Holy Persuasion there, sent him back to base on about 200 HP. So it was a nice bit of play by Chen, but it wasn't enough. Leshrac's just finally doing some much needed damage in these big team fights.
It really is. It's the Leshrac and the Night Stalker who are doing the dirty work. And honestly, the Lone Druid he can't right-click anyone. And it's the downside of this build. The Spirit Bear is much faster than the hero if you give him those phase boots. But, you know, he wants to keep the items up. He feels the hero is more survivable. And now he's going to be able to work down the Rax. That Rax cannot run away from him. So it should work out okay in that regard.
Yeah, and we'll see. I mean, once Tinker's back, they can maybe defend it. Without the Tinker, I just don't think they have the options to defend. I mean, Winner and Invoker going to land a Shackle with the Medallion, but there we go. Defensive disruption. That's what Net needs to do. He needs to just sit back, not ever be in the front lines. You can't look to use the disruption as initiation. Defensively, to help whoever's getting focused down by the win run is the way you want to use it. More shock shots coming in, but Nick is just so damn tanky. He needs that cloak, though. Look at all that magic damage. It actually gets him down to about 400 HP. He's going to regen it fairly quickly with that half, but for now, he's under 200. He's going to stay alive. The power shot actually not going to land. Winner is still chasing. Nick is on the run. His heart regen coming in. He's up to 600, and now he turns around and fights. Look at him just tear through Windrunner. Sexy Bamboo, overextending, and the heart regen. Nick is going to heal that off very, very quickly.
I can say one thing, Godz. It's not the first time we've seen Sexy Bamboo do that, nor will it be the last. He is a very aggressive player, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That looks like a great opportunity for mousesports there. They almost killed the lone druid. The heart ends up saving him, but he drops real low. I mean, I just think it's crazy not to at least buy a cloak. When you have 3,600 health, getting that at what is extra 20% or 15% magic reduction, it's a lot. But mousesports smoke up. They're going to try and fight. There was a buyback from Bamboo scouting out the Roshan. They really want to contest this, but keep in mind the bottom lane is pushing it. Shackle shot. Sharky to Nick. What a shackle. Where's the nuke? Oh, there you go. The meteor definitely blasts. Sharky drops low. He goes down. Nick alive for the moment. BKB from TFG, but no backup for him in the middle of 4 enemy heroes. Wow, look at the damage. TFG is just doing all the work in these fights. Support Leshrac driving back Mouse single-handedly. They may defend the Roshan, but they can't stay here forever. That lane is pushing.
Yeah, that's a big problem. That bottom lane continue to apply pressure. TFG actually runs into Chen, pops the ultimate with an Edict, and this could be the end of Nino. Well-landed split earth. Down will go Nino. Tinker TPing in. He's looking for the retaliation kill, and he's going to get it. So that ends up working better for mousesports, killing the Leshrac, only losing their Chen. And once again, they're going to go back, look to contest Roshan with a kill on the Shadow Demon. It should be possible. Lone Druid, is he actually going to be in trouble here? He tries to TP out. It looks like it gets cancelled. And they can maybe chase down this Lone Druid, especially if they land a Shackle Shot. Although they do back off, and it's actually Winner who goes down to the Night Stalker. It's being turned around. Lich TPing out. Black going to maybe try TP out as well. He hasn't got one. And he's on the run now, leaving Night Stalker in his ice wall. Backing off. Roshan will go to the Lone Druid by the looks of things. mousesports. Tinker forced to defend bottom, and they just can't go and counter Roshan again, I feel. They're just running out of steam.
I mean, they threw everything in the kitchen sink at that fight. The buybacks, every ability used. We even see Wex, Tornado being used here. They still want to fight it. Wow, look at the meteor dropping down. Aegis and Cheese picked up. Cheese on the Night Stalker, Aegis on the Low Druid. Black dropping low. Nick gonna go down soon though. March of Machines will eat him up. Oh, good job by Sing Sing. A lot of nuke damage there. Shiva's used. Lone Druid will respawn in melee form. Still has 2,600 health. Sheeped up, thrown into the air. That's actually a bit of miscoordination there. Nick now going to convert himself into the melee form, and Sing Sing out of mana at this point. Just as the Yules with the Force Staff, but he will get locked down, brought down. It was an Aegis dropped. I think they still have the cheese though. And no, Night Stalker died. He didn't get to use the cheese.
And Tinker's going to immediately buy back. He's just doing this to push out some lanes by the looks of things. As it doesn't seem like there's too many openings to actually get any more kills. As we're going to see MUFC. They're now upper racks, but they've already used the Aegis. Cheese may be passed over to the Lone Druid. I don't think Night Stalker can make the most use of that. Even the Leshrac, I feel like Leshrac is actually the one you want that cheese on. He's the one doing the most damage, and he seems to be the most important hero with the Lone Druid in these team fights. But Lone Druid, his importance just comes from, I mean, being in the front lines, acting as a bit of a buffer. He doesn't need a cheese to amplify that. A hero like Leshrac, if focused down, can cause them to lose a team fight, but they want heroes to focus Lone Druid.
Looks like Net is going to pick up a gem, and that'll be nice for some dewarding. Although again, Mouse can't. They haven't had many opportunities to place those wards, so the gem casualty of war there, just sitting on the ground through the entire fight. And now it's up to MUFC to try and breach the second set of racks. I mean, Mouse have looked good, and those fights were at Roshan. They were scattered. At times, MUFC's position was not the best, but going high ground against Mouse, it's a lot easier for them to line up their spells properly. Tornado, definitely Blast, Meteor. I still have to ask, Godz, where's the BKB? Where's the pipe? I mean, something to keep this Lone Druid magic immunity. No, just the cheese. He's got 5.3k. Top lane, though, TFG, Nova onto him. Has the BKB if he needs it. He could turn around. He's going to. This could be a big overextension for Mouse now. They've used a lot of heroes and a lot of time getting up here, and the Cavalry have arrived. Bear is summoned, comes in, Sing Sing taking a lot of damage. Sing Sing will go down, entangled up, and now Come With Me, Chain Frost bouncing well, but everybody's too tanky. That one nuke, not enough. Come With Me on the back foot. Pulse Nova coming through. Come With Me dropping low. Come With Me will die, and now Net maybe just in range for a purge. No, 4 step away. They get 2. There's no buyback on the Tinker, and that may be enough for a second Rex.
Yeah, I think this is going to be hard to defend now. This could be some closing moments for mousesports unless they can get some big stalling happening, and that's going to have to come from the Invoker. Ending it off, we're not starting the power shot spam. Invoker, the key one though. Get all those spells in the toolbox there. The meteors, the ice walls, the deafening blast, even pull out the tornadoes. I mean, he's got enough in Wex and Quas to justify it, so we'll see whether or not they can defend this, but this is going to be hard, and they're going to lose, potentially Iraq, possibly even the game with this push, that feels.
Oh, deafening blast on 2. Slowing down this push for the moment. Power shot as well. I mean, mousesports are doing everything they can to stall this, but eventually these racks are going to drop. That was the glyph that was just used one set of racks. Meanwhile, mid going to drop as well. Even if Mouse defend this, they may be out of steam, like you said. Sexybamboe, Windrun, but he gets purged, sent back to base splitter. Not enough burst, but they can get Nino, and they're going to go for no sight device. Blink in. Where's the roar? Wants to roar the Invoker. Going to roar Nino instead because of that disruption. Gets Nino. Also getting the Invoker. Triple kill for Leshrac. And I think TFG in the end has been the big difference maker here for MUFC.
Yeah, really nice play. And that was a sort of trialing support Leshrac. He ended up getting given a lot of the farm. I mean, it almost turned out that the Night Stalker that was more sort of the number 4 position here, with Leshrac just taking over as one of their farming heroes. But TFG setting the tempo, and 5 racks are down. I think this will be it for mousesports, as MUFC just going for some kills rather than that last penultimate racks. And Invoker going to go down. There's your team wipe. Leshrac with a triple kill. GG is called by Sing Sing, and we're going to go into game number 2. MUFC taking game number 1. And I have to say, this is the kind of draft that really works well for MUFC. I love what they did here with this strategy. They had some hiccups along the way, but overall it was some nice execution from them.
Yeah, it did seem like the team fight was a bit lacking for Mouse. They had to buy a lot of utility items to try and compensate. A lot of Force Staffs, Yule Scepter as well. We saw 2 of those. But there was no big AoE stuns. There was no roar. And the lack of lockdown really hurt them. I mean, MUFC didn't even go for BKBs. I felt they needed them, but it worked out great. MUFC played this one really well. We have ourselves our first game. The result is in. MUFC take it 1. They're up 1-0. We'll be heading into game number 2 momentarily. If you're, again, I am LD of dotacommentaries.com. Joining me was godz. We'll be coming back with game 2 soon. Don't go anywhere, guys.